What's going on, folk? As we enter 2025, I've got some new things happening, some very big changes for me personally. So with that, it's going to kind of affect the rest of this year's videos into the beginning of next year's videos as well. So later in the video, at some point in time, I'll give you a rundown on what's going on and you will see for yourself. But in the meantime, you're going to watch what the fuck we're about to do in this video. Big little baby, you know what I'm talking about? Feel me?
Yo, Pierre, you wanna come out here?
Life is like a motherfucking dream. Fill my double cup up with some leans. Yeah, put my dick in your bitch, please. Yeah, rats come.
Busting them up from here to Atlanta. A nigga that stay shy, always got money. Pockets stay full of them big face hunters. A nigga with tattoos all over his arm. A nigga with a gold grill, diamonds in his charm. A nigga that'll tell you, girl, fuck that nigga. You're giving me the pussy, you don't love that nigga. You need a nigga that'll put you in a place. Put the dick on you at any time of the day. A nigga that'll give you a little something if it's right. A nigga that you may not see for 3 or 4 nights. A nigga standing tall like the Statue of Liberty. A nigga on fire like a match in a cigarette. A nigga that'll take care of his kids if it's his. A nigga that's a handsome little son of a bitch. A nigga like me never get tired. You're looking for a hot burn girl, I got that fire shit. I got that fire. I got that fire, girl. Holla at a nigga if you want that Oscar Mayer shit. I got that fire. I got that fire, girl. Holla at a nigga if you want that Oscar Mayer shit. I got that fire. I got that fire, girl. Holla at a nigga if you want that Oscar Mayer shit. I got that fire. I got that fire, girl. Holla at a nigga if you want that Oscar Mayer. Some old glitter face, blue hair, funny ass looking bitch was trying to holla at a nigga. Stuck on some bullshit. I told her to fuck everybody, it's all gravy. She didn't say nothing, she stood there looking at me crazy. Then she got mad and called me bitches and motherfuckers. I waited till I got by the door, reached back and snuck her. She did like any bitch would've did and got the law for me. Talking about going press charges and get up off of me. I told her when I get out of jail, I'ma beat you awfully and open up fire at your parlor, back him up off of me. All she wanted to do was scream out jewelry while I hit her from the back and smack her on the booty. Bite the titties, get the head, break the bed, pull off the rubber and bust a nut on the leg. Some of these hoes be telling me I'm just an admirer. I don't wanna fuck your shit. I got that fire. I got that fire. I got that fire, girl. Holla at a nigga if you want that Oscar Mayer. I got that fire. I got that fire, girl. Holla at a nigga if you want that Oscar Mayer. I got that fire. I got that fire, girl. Holla at a nigga if you want that Oscar Mayer. I got that fire. I got that fire, girl. Holla at a nigga if you want that Oscar Mayer.
If it look, baby girl, work it, just don't quit. See, I love it when you're young and shake them tits. You little vibrant thing, you like Burger King? Well, you can go in and swing on the whopper ding-a-ling. You make me really lump up in the pants. Every time I see your sexy ass do that dance. And you can tell your friends, you know nigga with a dick like a great big cobra. We can bang, bang, bang all night long. Knock your head against the bed till the inside's gone. When you see your sister, tell her it's alright. She still make my dick boom like dynamite. Tell her Tiger Woods, but I won't eat no pussy, cause I don't. You want a nigga that'll fuck you in the park in the grass. You want a nigga that'll stick a big stick in your ass. That fire.
I got that fire shit. I got that fire, girl. Holla at a nigga if you want that Oscar Mayer shit. I got that fire. I got that fire, girl. Holla at a nigga if you want that Oscar Mayer shit. I got that fire. I got that fire, girl. Holla at a nigga if you want that Oscar Mayer shit. I got that fire. I got that fire, girl. Holla at a nigga if you want that Oscar Mayer. I got that fire. I got that fire, girl. Holla at a nigga if you want that Oscar Mayer. He got that fire, fresh. He got that fire, girl. Holla at my nigga if you want that Oscar Mayer. He got that fire, he got that fire, girl. Holla at a nigga if you want that Oscar Mayer. He got that fire, BG. He got that fire, girl. Holla at that nigga if you want that Oscar Mayer. He got that fire, Turk. He got that fire, girl. Holla at a nigga if you want that Oscar Mayer. He got that fire, Slim. He got that fire, girl. Holla at a nigga if you want that Oscar Mayer. He got that fire, Wayne. He got that fire, girl. Holla at that nigga if you want that Oscar Mayer. He got that fire, baby. He got that fire, girl. Holla at that nigga if you want that Oscar Mayer. He got that fire, Juve. He got that fire, girl. Holla at this nigga if you want this Oscar Mayer.
I'm really doing this myself, don't need nobody, don't need helping, buddy. You ain't been through hell and back, it's funny. You ain't dealt with that, you acting up on every track, you lying, you ain't selling that. You pretty good at acting, man, you should get an award for that. Don't tour for racks, it's not about the money, don't perform for that. I focus on my artistry, unlike the ones I'm soaring past. I'm hoarding bags, if you want a verse, I'm money more for that. I'm scamming trash rappers, man, they might take me to court for that. Yeah, I did this independent, no percentage, I feel like a menace. Labels telling you to dance and reinvent your image. After that it still flops, now you're on the chopping block. It's so funny, watch them changing day to day, they see my album drop. Killing everyone, yeah, you know I'm feeling righteous. I got hella range, yeah, you know my music timeless. I just rule the game, got me feeling like a tyrant. Death sentence if you try to cross me, ride the lightning. Yeah, started this, I don't need nothing, I'm always ahead of my time. Cause nobody really doing this like me. Wanna buy my team, but no matter how hard you try, you won't be me, won't be seen. Everybody talk too much, but I don't really see them eat. This whole industry fake, I'm never trusting anybody. Yeah, I made some millions, you ain't even heard about me. Fake ones cross me, now they falling off without me. Brushing off opinions, but I love it when they doubt me. Already lapping everyone, so go ahead and crown me.
Shake 'em off, yeah. I'm still in the hole, yeah. Bustin' drugs, yeah. Rollin' through the city, yeah. With my niggas, yeah. Niggas want their bitch back. I don't chit chat. Run up here, click, clack, blood shit back. Baby, I ain't a hot boy, I'm a block boy. Double trigger Glock, make 'em diddy bop, boy.
Nigga, we be bustin' up the ounce on the regular. Nigga, we be ducking from the cops on the regular. Bitches sucking dick and giving top on the regular. Shit that's on my wrist across the lot, it ain't regular. Nigga, if it's coming from my spot, it ain't regular. Staring rulers on a different side, it ain't regular. You can take the money when you die, it ain't regular. Niggas with me really ready to die on the regular. Pull up to his door, yeah, get on the floor, yeah. Pull up, we gon' shoot, go check out the score, yeah. Different color coops, money on the floor, yeah. They know I got juice, drippin', sauce, yeah. Pull up to his door, yeah, get on the floor, yeah. Pull up, we gon' shoot, go check out the score, yeah. Different color coops, money on the floor, yeah. They know I got juice, drippin', sauce, yeah. They know I'm a ball like a ball. About to take a trip to the stars. Let a nigga trip in the side. Making money flip with a mind.
I fuck it up, yeah. Just make a love that's regular, yeah. I hit it on the tour bus, ooh, yeah. If I'm a player, you a slut, ooh, yeah. I told my 38 I love you. That's my baby when I pull up, she feel love too. See the Hermes on the bar, ooh, and a lot of bread in the dog food, yeah. Leave 'em wet and let it rain, nigga. Put a 30 to your motherfucking brain, nigga. I'm running around with the same niggas that'll take a nigga chain, nigga.
Freeze like ice, see the sight. Watch you reflect right past your life. Taking all the time until I came into the crime. Come on with the fucking sound like a dimension. Working right up at the alley. When you with the bitch.
Alright, folks. First of all, let's talk about something important real quick. Blood-thirsty.co, and you already know. Feel me? Alright, so anyways. My pride and joy, my favorite car, my R32. Bam, fool. Damn. What the fuck? Okay. So you watched the video, and you seen what happened. I said it. Ended up making this little stupid bracket right here as a little zigzag guy, so that way I can reinforce the base plate for where the power steering reservoir is bolted to. Still does this because that's not really a great spot. And that's because the metal is super thin right here on the chassis. Damn, it's kind of hard to see. So metal is really thin here. So I try to use this as like a reinforcement to help stabilize this piece of steel more. Well, what stabilizes this piece of steel more is more proper steel. A little bracket doing this, but did this, painted this, made this shit so that way I could bolt that on, know I'm talking about. And you saw in the video also, we ended up doing, not ended up, but like just make sure all the fittings are tight. I spent a lot of time in a previous video clocking all my lines, making sure my lines all went in the correct direction, that kind of shit. So that way, like they all flowed well and like they worked well. They didn't bind in anything, like all like, you know what I'm saying here, right? This line swoops down and up, you know what I'm saying? This line's all curved, there's no kinks, there's no bends, you know, for, you know, whatever. So I spent a lot of time doing that, but went back, checked over all the fittings here, made sure they were tight, made sure the fittings were tight for the reservoir itself. And it's been a minute and I don't see any juice, so that's nice. And of course, in order to remove this, I have to take this out. So like this has to be like loose, this has to be loose. I have to finoodle this in position and then get this guy, my catch can here, you know, all done up to have like barely any clearance on each end, as you can see here. So, you know, that's nice. But yeah, so we were rocking that. I was gonna throw the belt on, but I decided not to throw the belt on just yet because this guy still has to, I gotta get this guy to work a little bit more. So I realized that when I had my, of course I don't have it now, but when I had the carbon fiber core support that was in place of this piece, when I did these drilling mounts here for my brackets, that this part kind of stuck out more than it should. It's meant to go as a cap on top of this, like the factory core support piece. So like with that, my original holes that I drilled, which you see me put the piece back on as like a template again. And I'm like, okay, it's gonna work because it worked before. But again, since there's more distance, it worked because there was more distance. Plus it was carbon fiber, so it's flexible. So of course, I put the holes in the same spot and then, come with me, hold on. So the problem ends up becoming that when I have, oh wow, that was probably getting really close to my face. Okay, problem becomes, as you can see, I line up the bolt right here and well, this doesn't fit anymore. The whole edge right here is hanging over the edge too far, which means it's going in here. So with that, I'm gonna have to end up trimming down the edges of the brackets, which really sucks because I bought nice brackets because one, they looked nice and they were clean, and two, because I didn't have any for this car. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna buy nice brackets, it'll be nice, I'll bolt them on, no big deal. But when I changed the radiator to not only this style, but to have it sit down a little bit lower and then pulled forward so I could run aftermarket electric fans, which if you own an RB or an R chassis, you know real estate in this area is pretty much non-existent. So that's why, you know, these touch together, you know what I'm saying? The pulley. Oh wait, I can't spin it. There it goes. So power steering pulley touches the fan a little bit. So that's the whole point of mounting everything all crazy so I can add the gap to it, you know what I'm saying? So there's like a lot of little things, of course, involved. The more custom shit you do, the more little issues you run into. And what sucks the most for me is actually, I've been looking for a few months now for a power steering relocation bracket that actually moves the power steering down to where the AC compressor is. So essentially, instead of the power steering pump being up here, it's down there, right? And I like that for a couple reasons. One being that it gives me a little bit more room here, so that way, technically speaking, I could run the intake like this and a 9 out to here and a 90 hook. So it'd put my filter here, but it'd give me the run like this instead, right? Instead of this run here and I have to fit the filter in between, you know, the reservoir and the catch can, the filter in the whole zone could actually just hook like this and it could kind of pull it out of the way a little bit, you know what I'm saying? that's not what's happening, obviously, you know, whatever. And not that I couldn't run the 90 and kind of do that now, but like get this out of the way. It'll allow me to run my lines down and out of the way a little bit different. I would reroute these lines too. You know what I mean? So like there's a bunch of like little things that are also extra involved in that kind of shit. You know what I'm talking about, it, baby. So I forget everything else that I did on that too, but main story is like keeping the lines tight, making sure everything's fitted. I put the power steering, technically it's actually ATF, which is fine. So I put ATF in there and I didn't fire up the car. So I opened the cap, let it take in as much as it wants to take in, which isn't much. And I dry steered it. No car on, just slowly lock to lock, like as if you were to bleed the power steering system normally. So I did it to where I can hear it bubbling and blowing out because I have to fill the entire power steering cooler, right? I gotta fill up this guy right here. You know what I'm saying? I gotta fill the lines, I have to fill the reservoir, I have to fill these lines, and I have to put fluid in the rack. So rather than, oh yeah, and then you have to put in the power steering pump too. If you run an RB pump dry, it'll fucking kill them like right off the top. I don't know if this pump is good. I really, really hope that it is, because if it's not, it's gonna suck huge. Because like, there's no really good way to like drain any of this power steering shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's gonna suck a lot of dicks. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't about that life, feel me? So yeah, so I got that. And it sucks, yeah, again, like it just sucks because like I really wanted the power steering bracket, the relocation bracket so bad. And I looked and like there's one company in, I think it was Australia, and they do not sell it anymore, or they did not produce it anymore. It's like one or the other, not sure which, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, but that's the life we live in. This is where I'm at, feel me? So boom, let's talk about the next shit too. Where'd I put it? Sway bar. I bought the GK Tech high clearance sway bar. This is a really heavy, thick bastard, and it basically puts these ends, like they stick out like this far past the frame rail, so like barely at all, which allows you to take one of these bad motherfuckers right here and you just slide it on, and you can put it wherever you want. You lock it down. You can set like the pitch and everything. It's like wherever you need it to be. So you can pitch the sway bar itself, and you can pitch these two, you know what I mean? And you have multiple holes right there, so you can pick your level of stiffness and stuff like that too. And that also goes with all the GK Tech control arm shit that I have. So you can pick the different points on the control arm too. So you can mix and match on the sway bar and the control arm of how stiff you want it, you know what I mean? For this car being old school, I say like old school. It's not like old school like that, obviously. I mean, well, it's a classic technically, but whatever. For an older style, for a 90 style car, I wanted to run the front sway bar, right? In my black Drift R35, that car runs no sway bars front and rear. And while the car feels fine, I took Chelsea DeNofa's suspension class probably like a year or two ago, I forget. It's been a hot minute. And that class, I learned more about suspension and things like that. I took some notes down, stuff like that. And it helped me a lot to understand maybe why a car does certain behaviors, or if I wanted to change other behaviors, what to do, or why, you know, the car drove a certain way back then. It's because, oh yeah, I had a sway bar in the front and no sway bar in the rear. If you had like a sway bar in the rear and no sway bar in the front, which definitely don't recommend that one. But out of taking the class, it helped me understand more about it. And I realized like the R32, I crashed the car years ago and I bent up my rear toe arm because the car had a rear steering, and I bent the fucking arm up. And we removed the sway bar and did a bunch of shit back then. I liked the way the car drove, it felt a lot better. So, but it always had a front bar. And I realized with the front bar too, here's another reason I want the front bar. Front bar for two reasons. One, main reason is when I go lock to lock, it'll lift the front of the chassis up. By lifting up the front of the chassis, I'm gonna gain some more clearance, you know what I mean? I love the RC car look. You know, RC cars look super sick. Well, that's because there's nothing inside of them. All the suspension's inside somewhere, all the control arms sit out, and the wheels have free turn. They don't lock and touch on anything. In the real world, we have to deal with structure and all the bullshit. I'm dealing with a very, very, very small, tight zone, tight gap. You know what I'm saying? Unlike your mom, she's not got a tight gap, feel me? So I've already hammered out the wheel wells back here. I've hammered out the wheel wells in here. So it's like I needed to have more clearance because now I have taller tires because I had to switch to a 225/40 on the front to have a better style tire. These are the same tires on this car and this car, right? I had a 225/35, which is to me a better looking tire by across the board, but nobody makes a hot boy tire that has better grip in that size. And I didn't want to have a non-grippier tire. I'm gonna rock a 225 with an iron block 6 on the front of the car. I kind of wanted to match the vibes, have a little more grip in the front. You get the point, right? So anyways, sway bar, I go on GK Tech's website and I find out that the sway bar is for S13 only. And I didn't realize that when I bought it because I bought all the control arms and all the bullshit because the car is S chassis suspension conversion, as you can see here. So if you don't know about that, you can go back into the video, check that out for yourself, you know what I'm saying? So with all this shit, boom, feel me, this sway bar, I'm like, oh, high clearance sway bar, it's gonna be tight, it's gonna bolt on, sick, yeah. So then I get the bushings, right? And I'm looking at the bushing and I'm like, man, this bushing seems kind of weird. And I noticed that I have S13 bars, the brackets for the sway bar laying around. And I'm like, man, what are these? And I'm like, because these are in a position to where they look like they're for the R32. And these are for the R32. And you can see in the video and during the video, but there's a difference in length substantially. And I know what you're thinking, oh, just drill a hole. No, like there's no more bolt hole left location. Then when you turn them side by side, this one's much taller, this one's much shorter. So to give you another idea, this is the R32 bushing. This is a Z32 bushing. And this is an S13 bushing. And here's the differences. R32 is absolutely tiny. The Z actually has a factory large fucking 26 millimeter sway bar. This is a 1-inch hole for, or whatever mill this is. This is the GK Tech one for this. So like I have 3 different, variances. I have high up top with more meat in the bottom. I have no meat in the bottom, but a lot on top. And then I have just tiny guy, even like side by side. See what I'm saying? Like that's a big difference across the board here. So my original idea was, I'm like, okay, I try to figure out ways to like get this all together so that like it'll work, you know what I mean? And I'm still gonna try to make this sway bar work, you know what I mean? So, man, honestly, it's a huge pain in the ass, but like for me, I'm gonna go for it. I bought the fucking sway bar. I spent a lot of money on it. It's not that I can't change the coilover setup to adapt for not having a sway bar in the front, but I want a bar, you know what I mean? So yeah, we got that. Cause like my black car, the R35, the drift one, this car has no front bar, and that's part of the reason why the front end is so high, because there's no bar, you know what I mean? I say high. When you look at the car, the back is not lower than the front. I just raised the front higher than the rear. And that's what this car used to be way lower in the front until I ended up doing the whole shit in this car, right? So yeah, that's kind of things there. But we got one more thing. We got a green S13, need a little bit of love, feel me? So hold up there, baby.
First back like he left for some.
It been a while since lit. She ain't tryna do that talking, baby, tryna get hit. Bitch, yeah, scary ass nigga. Yeah, don't be scared now, nigga. Turn in a good mood, she feeling right. Play it cool shit, fuck around and do you that tonight. If that ass off, it ain't gotta be big. If that ass off, it ain't gotta be big. If that ass off, it ain't gotta be big. This baby fuck with me and get killed. If that ass off, it ain't gotta be big. Baby mama doing her thing. She won't get out the house, she like I'm tired of these kids. If you got a minute, let me get in that. I ain't gon' rush, but I'ma try to be quick. I can't even imagine nigga running down on me. I get to opening up 5, nigga better not get hit, bitch. It been a while since lit. She ain't tryna do that talking, baby, tryna get hit, bitch. Yeah, scary ass nigga. Yeah, don't be scared scared, nah, nigga. Turn. In a good mood, she feeling right. Play it cool shit, fuck around and do you that tonight. If that ass off, it ain't gotta be big. If that ass off, it ain't gotta be big. If that ass off, it ain't gotta be big.
I like a little bitch with some good Uchi. I'm a rich nigga, she a rich hoochie. She getting loud like I'm with Boozy. Got a small frame with a big booty and a soft ass and some good coochie. If that head good, she might get poochie. When I get behind it, leave a bitch woozy. Back that ass up before I get juvie. I got bitches, baby, tryna get me, baby. I was just a baby, now I'm with the baby.
It been a while since lit. She ain't tryna do that talking, baby, tryna get hit. Bitch, yeah, scary ass nigga. Yeah, don't get scared, nah, nigga. Turn. In a good mood, she feeling right. Play it cool shit, fuck around and do you that tonight. If that ass off, it ain't gotta be big. If that ass off, it ain't gotta be big. If that ass off, it ain't gotta be big. Yeah, ooh, it don't gotta be big at all, baby. I can fuck with that. Ooh, she got that ass out, booty cheeks. Let me see that booty meat. Got a new album out, girl, what you gon' do to me? I came in with a mask on, rockin' all my jewelry. She looked a better home girl, talking about who is he? Girl, that's the nigga baby and he pressure. You better go home with him today, that nigga let you. A nigga came in and seen his bed and then he pressed him. See, that's why I don't like them different ladies in my section. Hold on, bro, don't shoot me, bro. It ain't that. Oh, get up, get up. It been a while since lit. She ain't tryna do that talking, baby, tryna get hit. Bitch, yeah, scary ass nigga. Yeah, don't get scared, nah, nigga. Turn. In a good mood, she feeling right. Play it cool shit, fuck around and do you that tonight. If that ass off, it ain't gotta be big. If that ass off, it ain't gotta be big. If that ass off, it ain't gotta be big.
I'm on the team, almost 2 for 3. Breaking your knees, then I release, hitting that buzzer beater. Winning the game, I'm winning. I let my brother beat him. I couldn't lose if I made me a nuisance. I drop from the fucking bleachers. Boxed out, rebound, bitch, you know we ballin'. Always check my phone and find another hoe is calling. Why is she calling my phone? I don't know. Not gonna answer cause I'm on the boat. Got in the mooker, you know I control.
Alright. So for the S13, the green car, I went to do the most simple task I possibly could. Bolt on, offset rack spacers, put tie rods on. It's about as simple as it sounds. It should be that simple. However, between the S chassis racks, 180 racks, R32 racks, all that shit, there's little ears. Matter of fact, hold on. I have more, oh, right here. All right, I use Power by Max ones, but it's the same thing. So, there we go. I have these little ears right here and right here, okay? On your rack, you have slots. So basically, to prevent this from rocking and spinning on your rack, to keep it centered on your rack, to keep it on the forward side, not up, down, left, right, and slipping and moving, whatever, these go in, the little ears, slide it right into your rack, bam, like that, like that. That's what keeps this forward, like I said. And then your tie rod bolts to here. That's as simple as it gets. One bolt goes in, you line it up, you bolt the tie rod on, you're fucking done. But the S13s, the lineup of the holes isn't the same across all the chassis. And I remember this problem on another rack that I had. I think it was a 180SX rack I had for the R32, but I can't remember. Or it was my black S13 that I had power steering rack on that car where one lined up, one didn't, or whatever the case is. But on GK Tech's site, they tell you the holes will be in different clocking orientations. So they can sell you those pieces, but like there's a good chance you're gonna have to notch your own, make your own notch. Unfortunately, on the green car, I had to make my own notch on one side, not the other. So the other side just bolted right on. And that's the side where the camera fucking died on. So like I started to like do it, then all of a sudden there's no footage. That's because the camera died. I'm like, all right, tight. The other side. So doing the other side was huge pain in the ass because I had to cut the shit, right? So I had to like take the piece, line it up, run a mark underneath and on the top, which they should be, the clocking orientation isn't exactly like this. It's wherever the ears on the piece line up too, right? Because on each side they were different. So like the sides are clocked a little, the offset rack spacers, little ear pieces are clocked different. So I had to take the sawzall, little grinder thing, and just, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna cut a nice little in it and it's gonna be beautiful. So I do it at first, cut a nice little slice, no big deal, not wide enough. And I'm like, all right, I'll just try to cut next to it and next to it. Next thing you know, it's getting out of control and I'm not getting to where I need to be. You know what I'm saying? So like huge pain in the ass. Dogs are barking, people are talking outside. Typical shit. So I got it on there, did the job, you know what I mean? But it's like, it's funny how like a 10-minute job just turned me into like a 2-hour job almost. You know what I mean? Like typical car shit, right? So yeah, that's kind of how I went down with the green S13. So the reason for everything that's being done now. So yeah, to get to like the beginning intro of the story, to kind of talk about what's going to happen for the next and why I took off all the panels in the car is because I'm moving. So I'm purchasing another house, and with that, I'm moving all my shit. So that's the reason for me stepping back into working on the R32, is to get the car to be a movable car again. Maybe have my power steering going, which it should work fine now, right? So get the R32 back to jumping and move it along a little bit further, but kind of prioritize now just making sure the car works. I can drives on its own power, its own ability, and I can load it on the trailer, drive it to the new place, that kind of shit, right? The only car I have that doesn't drive is my green S13. I'm not going to try to get it to drive, but being that I store a lot of shit here for all my cars, I'm going to start trying to put on any parts the cars have to put them on the car. So that way I don't have to store them, I don't have to find them, I don't have to track them and lose them and whatever else, typical shit happens, right? So the idea is like anything the car has, I'm gonna start trying to put it on the car. Whether it's functional right now or not, just anything on the car, it's gotta go on or in the car. So I put like the side skirts in the R32. I'm gonna put like the wide quarter panels in the R32. Probably put a blanket down so I don't scratch anything too much, because it probably still will. So put the hood pins back in for the hood, just like all that kind of shit. Just kind of like button the car back up. Front bumper, I'll put it on after I load it on the trailer, just so I have somewhere to keep it. The rear bumper, I'm gonna have to put it like in the bed of the truck or something. So it's gonna be a lot different for me when I move, because when I move, I'm going to move to a different location where I have more property, and we're gonna build a building on that property. That's the whole idea of moving, because I don't have any space. This is a 2.5 car garage, essentially, like a long 2-car garage, because technically it used to be a carport. So while where I live now would work great for somebody that has like maybe like 2-3 cars total, this would be a great place, right? Leave one car outside, a daily driver, you know what I'm saying, whatever, have your cool cars inside, have another place to work. This would be a fantastic spot. But I have a shitload of cars and a shitload of parts. I have parts all over my house. I have parts in my shed. I have parts just so much shit. And I need a place to put everything. So moving to the new place, the goal is there's a lot of challenges moving in a new place too. So I can't just move in right away. I'm gonna have to start with getting, some sort of container, some kind of storage container, lock that down, make sure it's good, make sure it's not sitting on any wet grass, probably do a little land clearing, like a whole bunch of other shit. So it's like, I don't know what I'm gonna include for videos when it comes time to doing that stuff. I would kind of like to include the house getting kind of like, worked on, and the house, the shop getting put together, stuff like that, because it is a really cool process. Which, I mean, you can watch that on someone else's channel if need be, but for me, this is like kind of what I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? So that's essentially kind of the direction I'm heading in for the end of this year, beginning of next year. I'm not exactly sure how content as far as like what I'm gonna create is gonna go. So I also don't know how long it's gonna take to actually build my shop either, you know what I mean? And that's for me the biggest issue that I'm gonna currently have is I can't really move in very well without having a shop there. So there might be a period of a few months where I'm living where I live now while I'm waiting for my shop to get built in the next house, and I'm paying 2 mortgages at the same time. Paying 2 mortgages means I have absolutely zero money. I can't afford to pay 2 mortgages, you know what I mean? So it's like, things are kind of up in the air for that kind of shit, but I know that like I have a decent amount of chain coming for a property that I have that we just recently sold in order to fulfill getting this shit built. But it's not as simple as like, oh yeah, building goes here, concrete goes here, go. It's, oh, well, I have to get a permit, and then, you know, I got to massage this guy, and it's like, oh yeah, well, the building's gonna take, you know, 4 weeks, and then the concrete guy's like, oh yeah, well, we got to clear land and we got to do this, and then like, you know what I mean, like I got to get quotes and like all this other shit. So we've been on the ball, and that's kind of also why some of the content has maybe been a little bit less too, right? I've been dealing with the house shit actually all of December and a little bit of November too. So I've been looking at other houses and checking out properties, putting in offers on homes. So that's taking up my weekends and shit, which is the time I'm doing all the work on the cars and stuff. So yeah, I do appreciate all of you that do watch. I appreciate you, everyone that's, you know, making purchases for the merch that I sell. And I do plan on having more different merch for sale in the future too. But right now, the main goal is to be able to move into my new place, get my shop going so I can start being able to build cars easier. I'm constantly working in a very tight zone. I have to move this car funny. Like, as an example, this car is sitting more in the middle and off to the side like this. And this zone here, the jack's not wide enough to fit in between the two. Looks like it is, but it's not. So now I can't roll a jack here so I can work on this car. Or if I don't want to work on this car and I move it all the way over against the wall and against the back wall and the side wall, then sure, I have plenty of room. But that's not what's happening here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm working on this car, that car, and it's like, okay, I have to, you know, I don't like working on my cars outside because cars are constantly driving by and people want to drive by slow and fast and rev up and do all kinds of dumb shit. I want to have a shop, do my shit there. And then in my new place, I also plan on building a paint booth because, well, I can't paint here. I painted once, only one time here, and it ruined a lot of shit. I knew it was gonna happen. I tried my best to make it not happen, but it still happened. You know what I mean? And that really discouraged me a lot. That just like completely reminded me exactly why. To even paint anything, I had to move all the cars that I have out of my front yard and like had to put them in the neighbor's house. I tried to make sure I didn't get overspray all over them. I had to wet down the whole house, make sure I didn't get overspray in the house, which still ended up getting overspray anyways, a little bit here and there. Not much, but like enough to where like I'm gonna have to probably repaint the floors, which really sucks. You know what I'm saying? So like painting outside is not an ideal scenario. So I need to build like a paint booth, something like that type shit. So that'll allow me to then I have to upgrade my air compressor to do that too. This little ass air compressor I have doesn't cut it. Luckily, the parts I painted were small and quick, so the air compressor was able to knock it out, and that's kind of it. But really, the air compressor was going the entire time. It was struggling keeping up with my gun. I like to run big fan, high pressure. So like, can I change the way the fan is in the gun? Of course I can, but I like to spray a certain way because it makes it look really good when it paints. You know what I mean? So it's like working on doing a paint booth also. So it's everything's in the works. It's gonna take me time, but my main goal right now is to just get my cars situated enough to where I can get them to the new location and pretty much just get my building going as soon as humanly possible. Also, with that being said, I'm gonna sell the green car's body kit. So I'm gonna sell the hood, the fenders, the front bumper, the side skirts, and the rear skirt, all as one package together. Because I'm gonna buy all new shit for that car anyways, and it's gonna help because I'm probably gonna have to tow it off into the grass kind of thing, which sucks. You know what I mean? Like, sitting outside is not the end of the world, the car's sealed, but like to take the car, I'm not gonna raise it up. I'm gonna leave it exactly how it is. So it's like, I wanted a different body kit for the car anyways. So I might as well just sell the whole kit that I don't want for that car, buy everything I do want for the car, and then that way it'll just, yeah, it'll roll over. It'll all help itself later on, but for a while it's gonna look like absolute shit, which is gonna suck. But at least the car will be able to kind of get over some, like, you know, off-road terrain type shit, and I can be able to like store it, you know, properly outdoors in the meantime, you know, wherever the zone's gonna be for it, you know what I mean, somewhere in the backyard of the house. So like, yeah, it's gonna be a lot of interesting shit for me, you know what I'm saying? Where I'm afraid my dually's gonna sink in the grass, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta do some driveway shit, I gotta do some concrete shit. It's gonna be a different story. So I don't know if I'm gonna update you guys on that kind of stuff or not, or just, yeah, everything's done, bring you right into it. So leave it, if you're watching this far, I appreciate you. Drop a comment on if you would wanna see that kind of shit, or if not. I mean, for me, it's really exciting, but if you guys are interested in watching that shit, trust me, I understand more than anybody, you know what I mean? I like watching that shit. Adam LZ has that shit going on, Taylor Ray has that shit going on sometimes. I enjoy watching that shit, because I don't know, there's something about like building other shit, like building in general is cool as fuck, you know what I mean? So yeah, as always, I appreciate you watching. Stay tuned for more videos. I'm gonna do as much work as I can while I can. And yeah, most important part, let's talk about the most important part. As always, every fucking video, stay sucker free. You heard?